Welcome to Crucible Arms. Today I want to talk about the Cleveland holster. It is manufactured by the Cleveland Holster Company, strangely enough, and in Wisconsin, which strikes me as even stranger. I'm not sure what the story is behind that, but maybe some of you understand that story better than I do. So let's take a quick look at this holster, what I like about it, what I don't necessarily like about it, and I'll also compare it against the Comp-Tac MTAC Minotaur holster that I've carried for the last 2 years in my EDC with my G26, my Glock. But I've now swapped that out for a Boberg XR9S, and I've got a video reviewing that as well if you'd like to take a look at it. So let's get on with the show. I wanted an in the waistband hybrid holster having kydex and leather, and I wanted something that I can carry concealed, and I prefer in the waistband. It allows me to carry either tucked or untucked. Tucked is a big deal to me because there's often times where I'm wearing a dress shirt when I work downtown, and so this allows me to carry my pistol concealed regardless of whether I'm tucking my shirt or not tucking my shirt. They also, because of the leather backing and just the way they're designed, they tend to ride a little lower, so they are a little generally more concealable, and the leather is very, very comfortable in terms of either being against your skin, or I tend to wear a wife beater underneath this, and it's a very, very comfortable carry overall. So what does the Cleveland holster come from? Obviously, you get the holster itself. It's a leather backing with a kydex shell. It comes standard with metal clips, but you can also order separately, as I did, the kydex clips. I just prefer kydex. It's a little easier on your leather, a little more malleable. The kydex clips also come with their own mounting hardware. Beyond that, you get a target. Big deal. They had the space to print it, so they did. You also get self-defense handbook, which is just kind of a generalized handbook that you can read. It doesn't go state by state, so you need to understand the defensive carry laws in your own state, obviously. Comes with a little sticker, and then also, like I said, comes with additional mounting hardware if you order the kydex clips for it, and it also comes with a little Loctite in order to be able to batten everything down. It also comes with all the attachment hardware, and that comes loose. They save a little labor money by allowing you, or letting you, tighten all of the screws in, tighten all the hardware down, and they do include some blue Loctite type material in order to be able to do that. When I ordered my Minotaur holster, it came with all of the hardware already battened down on it. But they save, I'm sure, some labor dollars by just screwing them in, sending them out to you, and then they've got a lot of warnings that tell you, hey, make sure that you Loctite these in or they're going to come loose. The other thing you get to do, which is very common in these types of holsters, is you have a number of different mounting points. So you can change the cant on this, you can change the ride height on it. It's pretty much infinite with the number of holes that is provided. So it makes it very, very easy to make sure that it's adapted to your body and your carry style. I do like mine to carry just a touch higher, especially with the Boberg pistol, because I need to be able to get my fingers around the back of the grip. And in order to do that, I need to bring it a little higher so that it's off of my belt. So how would I compare the Cleveland holster up against the Comp-Tac MTAC Minotaur holster? This is another in the waistband that I absolutely love. This is what I carry my G26, my Glock in. Have carried it for over 2 years in this particular holster, and really, really like it. It's really what sold me on an in the waistband design in the first place. When you compare the two from a quality, fit, finish, and a number of other issues, you know, the MTAC really does have an advantage, but it's also about $20, $25 more expensive, I do believe. And from a function standpoint, they both function fairly well. But the first thing you'll notice is the width of the leather. You certainly have a thicker leather involved in the MTAC holster, in the Minotaur, than you do in the Cleveland holster. The hardware is a little more robust. You'll notice that there are offsets, there are bushings in the Minotaur holster that help the entire design from fitting the handgun in. It also has on the back of it, all the hardware is covered by a stitched on additional piece of leather that goes to the back of it for comfort. Having said that, you know, both of these are really, really comfortable for me to wear. I've not noticed the hardware sticking into me or doing anything like that on the back of the Cleveland, even though the hardware is exposed, similar to the King Tuck. I know they've got the exposed hardware as well, or at least they did. One of the other things you'll notice is that the kydex itself is certainly thinner on the Cleveland design than it is on the Minotaur. It's thicker. It's also got some texture or contour to it. Another advantage that the MTAC holster has is these shells are interchangeable. So you can put different Kydex shells on here without having to replace the leather in order to carry different pistols. As far as I know, that isn't the case on the Cleveland. They are pistol specific, so you're going to have to buy a new one each time that you want to change your concealed carry weapon. The other thing that I've noticed in comparing these two holsters has to do with the way that the leather is conformed. If you look at the Minotaur, you'll see that there's kind of an offset in the back of the leather here that goes along with the Kydex holster. I'm not saying that really well, but there's a well here in the leather. So when you pull it out and put it back in, you're not scratching up the leather. If you look at the Cleveland holster, its leather is getting scratched up quite a bit, and I attribute that to the fact that there is no offset in the leather on the other side of the Kydex. Now, I'm not sure that that matters over the long term. You know, I'm sure it will wear some of the surface off on it, but I'm not sure that's a big deal. But it's, you know, it again is a quality issue when you compare the two against each other. So let's talk about the functionality. In my mind, in that regard, both of them are on par. One isn't any better than the other. Once you've got them adjusted appropriately for the cant that you like, for the depth that you like, I wear it at 4 to 5 o'clock. So I'm used to reaching into that area. They both operate very, very well. I don't have any issues with operating either one of these holsters. Now keep in mind, you have to practice your draw. If you get into a self-defense situation, it's going to come down to muscle memory. It's not going to come down to your cognitive skills. You're not going to think your way through that situation. You're going to be dealing in seconds. Your ability to reason is going to go away. Your fine muscle control is going to go away. Your brain is going to focus on the threat at hand. It's going to start bringing all of the blood flow to your brain and to your pulmonary system. So a lot of things are going to happen to you, and what's going to have to take over and override everything else is your muscle memory. So take the time, even though it might feel silly, take the time to stand in front of a mirror and draw over and over and over again. Make sure you safety check your weapon, and preferably you're dry firing it or have snap caps in it. But you have to practice, or when you get into a really serious situation, you are going to react exactly how you've practiced. And if you haven't practiced at all, that's how you're going to react. You're going to freeze and do nothing. So that's my little lesson for today. Thanks for listening to that. But both are really good holsters. They're different. There's a difference in price point. Certainly the Minotaur, in my mind, is a higher quality rig and setup. It's served me very, very well for a couple of years. I haven't been wearing the Cleveland all that long because I've just gotten my Boberg not too long ago. So there you go. My thoughts on the Cleveland holster built specifically for the Boberg Arms XR9S pistol. A fine holster. I am looking forward to wearing it, looking forward to doing a follow-up on it, and I appreciate you stopping by and listening today. Thanks. Have a great day.